Despite the sudden surge in success of P Nation artists, Don seems to be lacking behind. There's a question begging to be asked. Is there a way for him to make it big in the industry, and does he even want to? The breakthrough that never came. Debuting in 2016 as a dancer and rapper in Pentagon under Cube Entertainment, Don's future looked bright. While Pentagon has never been able to reach the level of success of other popular groups, they've gradually built a supportive and loving fandom. In the beginning, Pentagon followed what the audience loved the most, the mysterious bad boy image, which was a huge trend back then. After a year of being a member of Pentagon, Don debuted in another group called Triple H alongside Pentagon's member Hui and label mate Hyuna. As sad as it might sound, it seems like Don lived through his prime time while he was in Triple H. Through this group, Don managed to show off his writing skills as he contributed in songwriting all of the tracks, including the massive hits 365 Fresh and Retro Future. 365 Fresh earned Triple H a place on the Gaon album chart and the Billboard World Albums chart. A new wave of popularity came when Pentagon released Shine, which is their most popular track to this day and is still loved by many people. It was all looking good for Don as a member of both Triple H and Pentagon, but then it came crashing down. Don and Hyuna decided to announce their relationship in August of 2018, just 2 years after Don debuted with Pentagon. He was doing well in terms of his career, and everything was pointing to him making it big one day. While idols should have the freedom to date whoever they want to and come clean about their relationships, now it seems like them doing that has deeply affected Don's career. Don parted ways with Cube Entertainment in November of 2018, 1 month after Hyuna's departure. Their exclusive contracts were canceled, and both of them didn't have to hide their relationship anymore. They've also gained the freedom of being a solo artist after leaving Cube Entertainment, but here's when the first complications started. Hyuna has been an on and off solo artist ever since she left Wonder Girls back in 2007. She then joined the group 4 Minute in 2009, but had a lot of solo projects on the side. When it comes to Don, he became a solo artist almost overnight. There's no doubt that Don is a skilled and talented artist, both when it comes to songwriting and performing, but his potential as a solo artist was questioned all the way back in 2018, right after he left Cube Entertainment. Through an interview with Sports Soul in 2018, music industry experts shared their opinions on Don's potential as a solo artist. One of them spoke positively about Don's future, stating that Don's rapping skills aren't bad for an idol and that his performances in Pentagon were at the top. The expert's verdict was that Don still had a lot to show. The other expert wasn't as hopeful. They stated, "I think he'll need some time to promote as a solo artist or in another group. He also needs an opportunity to gather his separated fandom." This expert also added that it won't be easy for Don to get back to the success he had with Pentagon or Triple H if he won't be given a restarting point or a chance, such as an audition show or a variety show. For Don to find an agency that could support him or aid him was also very important, according to the expert. Then the last expert saw nothing but darkness in Don's future. This expert said, "First of all, it won't be easy for him to find an agency to work with. There are some in the public that support him, but from an agency's point of view, he committed a detrimental act for his former label." The expert also mentioned that when Don came clean about his relationship with Hyuna, he lost a huge chunk of his fans, but gained the support of the general public. However, the expert added that those people were not loyal fans of Don, and that it won't be easy for him to immediately jump back into the domestic success he previously had. As we see, it was hard for people to be positive about Don's future. It wasn't just experts who were on the edge, but netizens as well. One post on Reddit from 2 years ago states that Hyuna and Don shouldn't have come clean about the relationship. The person behind the post stated that they should have left their dating rumors just as rumors. Due to them coming clean about their relationship, Don basically lost everything and had to start completely from scratch. The person mentioned that Hyuna would have been just fine, which is something that can't be denied since she's had a pretty stable and successful career before. Since Don was a writer and a rapper for Pentagon, he was mainly the one to give the group the true and unique Pentagon sound. After Pentagon lived through the success of Shine, it seems like the success suddenly stopped. So what is the real problem here? Is it the lack of support from Don's new agency P Nation, or is the public too focused on Don as Hyuna's boyfriend and not enough on Don as a solo artist? Shadowed by his lover. Let's not beat around the bush. Ever since Don and Hyuna made their relationship public, Don has been continuously associated with his girlfriend as if they were one person, and hardly has had articles written about him that would highlight his career and success as a solo artist. There's nothing wrong with Hyuna and Don being praised for breaking the ruthless dating ban presented throughout the whole K-pop industry. It just seems like Don has been reduced to nothing but Hyuna's boyfriend. The same poster on Reddit expressed that it would have been better if Hyuna and Don kept their relationship a secret a little longer, at least until Pentagon and Triple H was more established in the industry. One Reddit user commented, "I wonder sometimes if Don regrets how that that went down. Like you said, Hyuna will be fine regardless. Her brand is established at this point, but it doesn't seem like Dawn is going to have the same opportunity. These posts were shared 2 years ago in 2020, and it seems like the general opinion on their relationship still stays the same. Another user on Reddit mentioned that this whole time people have been supporting underrated Korean artists, Dawn is never mentioned among them. They said, "That man is an amazing performer, dancer, producer, and rapper, and all people want to call him is Hyuna's boyfriend." A different user commented on that post that since Hyuna has been established in the industry for way longer than Dawn, the difference between their popularity is to be expected and something almost normal. So why is it so hard for Dawn to finally break through in the industry and gain the success he honestly deserves? The next possible reason is Dawn's agency, P Nation. One stan account for Dawn on Twitter tweeted, "Might be controversial, but I feel like the only reason people can say Dawn is reduced to just being Hyuna's boyfriend is because P Nation doesn't do enough." The person pointed out that the agency almost never sends him to participate solo in variety shows, they don't promote his collabs or his achievements. On Reddit, one user shared their theory that the reason why P Nation signed Dawn along with Hyuna is because P Nation was really going after Hyuna and signed Dawn as well because publicly they became one identity at this point. While the other user is happy about Dawn and Hyuna's relationship, they can't help but feel disappointed at the lack of support and promotions P Nation has given Dawn throughout the years. They also pointed out that the only comeback Dawn had in 2021 was Ping Pong with Hyuna, which they consider a problem. While Hyuna and Dawn work really well together as artists, Dawn should have been given individual opportunities to show off his talent as a solo artist. The lack of promotion on variety shows is also a problem, and if Dawn had more exposure through these programs, it could really help his career. One thing that's important to remember is that at the end of the day, Dawn really seems to be building his career with Hyuna by his side and doing all the projects together. While it's valid to be concerned about Dawn's potential being wasted, the only person that could be blamed is his agency. It doesn't really make sense why P Nation doesn't try harder to promote Dawn better when they only have 8 artists, including Dawn, under their label. There's also the possibility that Dawn doesn't really want to make it big, but just wants to keep making music. He might not even be interested in becoming extremely popular either. The only thing that matters is that Dawn seems to be content with where he is right now and doesn't seem unhappy about his career. Truthfully, he and Hyuna seem to have a lot of freedom to showcase their relationship with their fans. Dawn has also been able to do things he probably wouldn't have been able to do if he stayed under Cube Entertainment, like showcase his new tattoos on his fingernails on his Instagram. On the other hand, Dawn shared photos of him smoking a cigarette on his Instagram, and it drew some negative reactions from netizens. But the title says Hyuna's boyfriend Dawn, so truthfully, the media play a huge part in Dawn's identity being reduced to Hyuna's boyfriend only. There's nothing their fans can really do about it because the media knows very well that Hyuna's name sells, as bad as it sounds. At the end of the day, Dawn seems to be enjoying his life to the fullest, and he doesn't seem to care too much for his celebrity title. That's it for today. Do you think there's a chance for Dawn to ever make it big? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye!